We probably do approximately 50 a year. We take off a couple of weeks during the holidays. So if you multiply 50 by 30, you get maybe 1,500, give or take a few.
The Arlington Weekly News was started in April 1981 because people agreed that PAC TV, Arlington's new cable television station, needed a weekly news show that would present community voices as an alternative to the commercial reporting from CBS, NBC, ABC, and WTTG. The Arlington Weekly News provided a televised platform for original content from Arlington residents and their neighbors. By August of that year, Arlington resident Don Hammond officially assumed the role of producer, a position he held for over 34 years.
My name is Don Hammond. I live in the far reaches of Arlington County, right on the border of Falls Church City. And I've been coming to AIM ever since it was AIM. And I've been doing public access even before AIM or ACT went into business.
Don Hammond had the foresight to record and preserve the first anniversary show from April 1982.
Good evening and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Jamie Beckett. Tonight, by the way, is our first anniversary show. It's been 1 year since the Arlington Weekly News began.
And I'm Cal Swinholt. In tonight's news, we have a look at the county's new budget, a controversy over proposed power line construction, our regular features, as well as a new feature called Sports Week, and lots more. But first, the news.
The reporters, anchors, commentators, and technical crew were all Arlingtonians working together to nurture the emerging forum. The first co-anchors were Cal Swinholt and Jamie Beckett. Frequent commentators and guests included Louise Chestnut, Debbie Raffel, Jennifer Van Horn, Dave Williams, Craig Nolan, John Patterson, and Carolyn Turner. Jamie Beckett and Craig Nolan were also featured on a T-shirt created by Ann Zeleny, who was also the show's very first camera operator.
And you've been operating the camera for most the whole time the show's been on the cable. You remember anything particularly that was the audience didn't notice was going wrong back then?
Well, we hope they didn't notice it. Oh, a lot of times we didn't have a monitor, and just have to try to wing it.
What was about the time we went with one light?
Oh, which one?
Which one?
I can think of at least. Oh, everything.
It's been an interesting
Everything's gone wrong
experience,
from time
hasn't
to
it?
time. Sure. Well, this is the only kind of video stuff I've done really, except a few things on my own, and it's a unique experience. I like it informal like that. It has to be. I mean, the operation. We've grown. Look at us here.
Right.
Okay?
How about you, Debbie, on your interviews? Did you have any, well, we know you did, some last-minute changes in your plans?
Yeah, I remember 2 nights before Christmas Eve we were doing a Santa Claus interview. We had a pretty amateur comedian lined up. We had a Santa Claus suit, everything. Santa Claus had an accident. We had to get our technical consultant. We conned him into coming on the show, being our Santa Claus, and we were just very grateful. He did a terrific job.
You're talking about David Pepper.
Yeah.
Right, at the last minute, right, yeah. He was not exactly an eager Santa Claus at first, but
No. In fact, he refused to wear the beard.
He hung it under his chin.
Yeah, I remember it well. Well, I see they're ready for their next segment on the news. You want to see what they got coming up here with John?
By 1984, the show was growing in energy, making up for what it might have still lacked in professional polish. The spirit of the time was exemplified by eccentric commentary from a character known as Stately Wayne Manor.
Also in the news, firemen in Trenton, Ohio, put out a blaze that starts in a dog's floor cushion. In it, they find 2 cigarette butts. They list the cause as one of dogs smoking in bed.
And another recurring character known as Chadwick, the alter ego of occasional co-anchor Craig Nolan.
Oh, listen, they still haven't put, would someone like to fill this thing up? They still haven't put anything, they won't even let me drink tea on it anymore since I entered. Listen, good evening, resort fans, young and old, new and few. I'm Chadwick, and you're not with another in a possible series of Yarn Patrol Club reports for this Thursday. Here we are once again, the 8th of November, do you believe it? 1983. 4? What year is this? 4. We'll try it again. How you doing? Got a lot of stuff to get through here tonight, so I better get on with it. Ed Amelia's in the Crystal Underground. Liz Flood is still there on piano, playing away for your dinner, dining, dancing, drinking pleasure. You can stop in and see for yourself or call in advance for advance information, 920-6650. And a new one, sort of a bell ringer. Why not? We haven't had a bell ringer in a while. The Boar's Head, used to be the Boar's Head, now the Bear's Head on, where are they? Up in Falls Church, right close to the intersection of Lee Highway and, Broad Street, which is Route 7 or something. Close to the Arlington Falls Church border. Anyway, the Bears Head, they've got Roger Henderson playing there all night this week, or all week this night. Let me try that again.
Like that.
Tonight. Sometimes it is like that. Anyway, Roger Henderson will be there from about 8:30, 9 o'clock until midnight or so, depending on the crowd. You can call and find out more at 532-6500. Moving right along, the Birchmere tonight. Thursday night, the Seldom Seen, as always. You still have a chance to get down there and catch them, their last act, and then this weekend, New Grass Revival will be there through the weekend at the Birchmere, 549-5919. Hi, Earl, how you doing? Camera 3 at Clarendon Station, almost back into the swing of things beginning, and the bell ringer for them, why not? Atlantis will be there through the weekend, and then don't forget, this is the 209th Marine Corps Ball, and they're going to be having a big party down there until, easy for you to say, listen, get that guy's number. What happened to Get his number. Take him out of here. All right, listen, the Marine Corps, 209th Marine Corps Ball, you really shook me up there. You have fun doing that, don't you? This weekend in a celebration at Clarendon Station until 2 Saturday night, Sunday morning. Call for information, 841-1999. Now what did you do to me? Camera 3 over here. Okay, thank you. Covered Wagon, Fantasia through the weekend, 524-1212. Got to move right along. At the Galaxy 2, Van Presley Jr. puts on a good show down there, 521-1900. Page 2 at the Royal Lee Deli on Pershing Drive, just a little ways before you run into Route 50 there, close to the Fort Myer main gate. Mike Rayburn is there Saturday night, plays guitar, does a good job. Nice music. A little background music for your drinking pleasure there at the Royal Lee Deli, 524-5493. And at Quincy's, John Carroll is there through the weekend. They're dark this Sunday, but they usually have something going on Sunday. Call and find out more at 671-2774. And at Stouffer's, well, they're sort of back in action. They don't have any live music, but they do have music via a DJ down there, so you can see the DJ go through his antics at Stouffer's down in Crystal City. And I don't have the phone number you have to call. Information to find out, but you can do that yourself. Skydome Lounge at the Quality Inn, Crystal City. Carolyn McCarthy is there, and then Arrow is there Friday and Saturday. Carolyn McCarthy's tonight. Arrow is Friday and Saturday, 892-4100 in the Spouts Run Lounge at the Hyatt in Roslyn. Where are we now? Over here. Excuse me, Kay Shalon Trio is there with music for you, 841-9595. At the Sky Lights Lounge atop the Hyatt Regency in Crystal City, Mary Blankmeyer, very good local singer-songwriter, piano player, is there. She's there tonight and tomorrow night, and then Saturday night, Diane Hubka, kind of a newcomer on the scene, but sings and does a real good job with old standards. Nice arrangements, good music. That's at the Skylight Lounge at the Hyatt Regency, 486-1234. And at the View, atop the Keybridge Marriott in beautiful downtown Roslyn, the Rachel Sumner Trio is still there. Hang in there, Rachel. Why not? Oh, my bell almost stuck there. I lost control of that one there. She's there through the weekend. 524-6400 is the number to call for the View. At the Vantage Point Lounge, how much time do I have left? Almost running out of time. Sharon is there on piano. at the Vantage Point for your sort of, I guess, dining, drinking, dancing pleasure. 527-4814 at the West Park, atop the West Park in Roslyn. And last but most certainly not least, and here's something for you to think about, Whitey's Bill Baker will be there through the weekend. Call or stop in and see him, or call 527-2163 for Whitey's and find out more. And here's something to remind you about this weekend. No, tonight. This weekend is a ways off. Stay tuned on Access Cable Channel 33 right here for the continuing adventures of Jonathan and Margaret, the Mondos, on the Mondo Breakfast Hour tonight, following this show right here on Access Channel 33. Well, that's about it from me from here for now. Thank you for watching, and who's next? Does anyone know? I better get out of here.
Stately Wayne Manor, whose original name was Stefan Gilbert, went on to create and produce his own satiric show, The Mondo Breakfast Hour. He also took the time to MC a Mother's Day special that included a performance by an obscure Arlington songwriter.
Thank you. Hef Munson. Hef is an individual who's also produced music for the Arlington Weekly News. Coming up next, Norman Clardy from the Arlington Historical Society in the segment I know people have been sitting on the edge of their seats for, the Arlington runoff for the trivia quiz.
The Arlington Weekly News also featured local music in a segment called Studio B.
Hi, folks. I'm Chadwick. He's Michael Ball. Together, we're Studio B on the Arlington Weekly News. Thursdays at 8, Tuesdays at 6:30. I already know that.
In the mid-1980s, it was considered remarkable that a locally produced weekly public access news show was still running. Little did anyone imagine.
Good evening and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Jennifer Van Horn. Gosh, that feels funny. I don't do that anymore.
No. You know what, Jennifer, I was thinking the other night about how we started out a few years ago. Well, we started out in 1981, the program, but you were with us back in '82, and we were on the program together. Does it feel kind of strange to be doing this again?
It does. It feels very strange, and I'm also very impressed how far Arlington Weekly News has come in the last 3 years since I've been here.
Right, from Lower Wilson Boulevard to Upper Fairfax
No,
Drive.
not distance, but just in your sophistication. This is a very well-produced, well-run operation, and we had some days where we weren't quite sure if we were going to get the show on or not.
But we always did.
We always did.
We'd have to beg, borrow, steal cameras, but we went on the air.
We used to have to borrow mics. I mean, we're always changing.
Well, that problem is still here. This is the mic that Chadwick will be using tonight.
Sometimes if the producer didn't happen to bring a mic in his briefcase one night, we had no mics for the show.
Or talking about bringing
or a
things
camera
in.
for
How about when we used to have, I should say, potent liquid refreshments on them?
Well, that never happened.
Dave, you're not supposed to say that. This is a family television show.
It is.
We'll talk about that.
part and party to that.
Well, how about Cal brought his dog? What was his name?
And that was fun.
Babaloo.
Babaloo.
Babaloo and the tasty road apple snacks. I remember that very good commercial. Locally produced, owned and operated.
Right.
Now, you've got in your hand the T-shirt. Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, this T-shirt here immortalizes on cotton and paint here, or whatever, one of the former co-anchors of the show, Jamie Beckett.
Which one is Jamie? The one with the glasses?
All right, Dave. And some other guy there who's sitting next to her used to be a regular on the show. I guess he still is, isn't he? I don't know.
Chadwick.
hear from him every once in a while.
Does anyone remember about that shirt?
Gosh,
It
you
has-
know, he
it
used to
has
even
channel-
have, he used to have hair on his
Now,
face,
what does
too.
it take
happened?
to be immortalized on a
It
T-shirt?
has channel 33 here.
Yes.
The day that those shirts went to press, is that the right term? We were on channel 3.
That's right.
And they made the decision right before the shirts
What
went
foresight?
on to 33. So we quickly got to the printer,
Yeah.
and they made them 33.
And there was another T-shirt we had. It was a blue one, and that never sold pretty well.
That may
It
have
had
been the
Arlington-
Whitey's shirt. Oh, no.
No,
was
it was
a blue
all,
one.
the blue one that had Arlington Weekly News, but
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have a face.
Did this one sell well?
Yeah, neither of them sold well.
I
no.
think
They-
Don still has a few copies, don't
Best
you?
He tried to give a
They're
few
available
away.
by calling. There's no number on
He
here.
has a warehouse of 20,000. We were trying to fund the program.
We'll give you a number at the end of the show where you can call and get more of those
First
t-shirts.
one who calls gets a free one.
Well, it was, what, April of 1981 that
With the-
the
We went
Arlington
on the
Weekly
air.
News first came into existence. So here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are, 5
later.
years later. Why don't we see
years
some of,
later.
maybe they'll show some of these
I
old
think they
shows
will. I
that
hope
we
so.
used to
Well,
do.
there's lots of stuff on tape, and I'm sure there'd be something worth looking at for those of you who might have seen other
would be-
editions of the show.
It might be embarrassing also to see the old
Oh, but it'd
editions.
be
I think
Well,
I'm
it'll
going
be
to
fun.
classify it myself.
Why not?
Should we go? Should we pause now? for
Let's
this
go to the
message?
tape.
Let's go
Let's
to
go
this
to the
message.
tape.
News in Spanish is next. Remember that?
Spanish is next. And Enfoque de Arlington.
Okay, let's pause for a
Right.
brief message.
Good evening. Stately Wayne Manor here with you once again. The 86 election year screeches in on the heels of Pat McGuire, a Wyoming rancher running on the extraterrestrial ticket. He says that he made his first close encounter in 1976. His wife gets messages from aliens as well, and his 7-year-old daughter speaks to them while brushing her teeth. Like her father, Julie has also gone into politics. She says that with the aliens' help, she was elected third-grade president of her class. Also, look for a head drilling to become the hot craze of 86, says Amanda Feeling, co-founder of the Hole in the Head Party. Amanda says the experience recovers the childlike ecstasy one feels when the skull is still soft while in infancy. Said a member of the party, whose membership has tripled since it started, if everyone had a hole in their head, people would be too happy to fight. And this just in. In South America, a primitive tribe has been discovered worshiping a statue of Elvis Presley. When found by explorers, the tribe had lived a peaceful existence, harvesting Peruvian oboe shells. But the big surprise was the reaction the explorers received when they brought mementos of the king back to the tribe. They absolutely loved it, said one of the explorers. Attempt to bring back the statue of the god Elvis proved fruitless and left the explorers complaining of the cruelty of the tribe's heads. They ain't nothing but hound dogs, said the explorers. For Arlington Weekly News, wishing all a happy 86, this is Stately Wayne Manor.
Hi, I'm Dave Williams. I do the commentary on Arlington Weekly News. Now, you may not agree with what I have to say, but you all can agree that Arlington Weekly News is the program to watch for local news, community events, and special features. So tune in every week, Thursdays at 8 o'clock, Tuesdays at 6:30 for the best program that features Arlington's best. We're watching for you, you watch for us.
By 1990, the Arlington Weekly News also served as a training ground for newly minted cast and crew members, and it continued to serve that function for the rest of its run.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Michelle Detweiler, and tonight I'll be joined by Denise Douglas and Chris Meldrum with local news, John Patterson with reports about the great outdoors, new member joining us tonight, Todd Wallace with Community Bulletin Board, Chadwick will have our club report, and now we turn to Denise Douglas, who has other local news. Denise.
Thank you, Michelle. The Environmental Protection Agency has filed a lawsuit against the district government, which could amount to more than $9.3 million. The suit filed Tuesday alleged.
And there's a lot going on. It's hard to believe that July is winding down, okay? Saturday, July 28th, 8 o'clock a.m. It's a morning bird walk. Now, that will be taking place at The Birds Are Back. The Birds Are Back. I'm glad they didn't fly north for the summer or south, whatever they do.
Next, we'll go out on location where reporter Chris Meldrum is talking with two recently ordained Unitarian Church ministers.
Two women, both from different backgrounds, one growing up active right here in an Arlington church, while the other drifted from church growing up in Florida. One has been continuously involved in teaching, while the other has devoted her time to homemaking. But the differences stop there. This past May, both women graduated from Wesley Theological Seminary in D.C. and have recently become ordained ministers in the Unitarian Church.
Thank you, Chris. And now we'll turn to our recent joinee, Todd Wallace, who has our community bulletin board for tonight.
Thank you.
Todd.
The Arlington Community Residence Corporation, a nonprofit organization that provides residential and supportive services to mentally disabled adults, is seeking volunteers. The volunteers are needed to help case managers pick up and store furniture, household supplies donated to the program.
Well, you're sure welcome. Thank you. And we turn for a little more serious look at a disabling disease, Alzheimer's, with Wilma Winters and her Health Capsules report. Wilma.
Thank you. Alzheimer's is a progressive dementia disease of 4 to 15 years duration in which word-finding ability and visual spatial relationships occur early in the first 3 years. In the United States and Europe, 17% of people 65 and over have varying types of dementias. Alzheimer's contributes to 70% of these.
And tonight, Chadwick also returns to us with his weekly club report. Okay, are you ready, Chadwick?
I'm going to have to drop the incognito tonight. I lost my sunglasses over there.
Well, you're tan enough. You don't need the sunglasses.
Yeah,
You're
well,
back from vacation.
Gee, back from vacation. Been great. A couple of weeks off. I tell you, it's been real nice. I'm about ready to move. Anyway, howdy. Here's what's happening at the clubs in and around Arlington for this 19th day of July, or sometime thereafter, 1990. At Amita's in Crystal Underground, Morris Sullivan is there. Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 4 till 7:30. At the Birchmere, seldom seen, always as Thursdays, and coming up, and some big ones coming up at the Birchmere. Charlie Bird Trio will be down there featuring Pete Kennedy on Friday. Saturday, Loudon Wainwright III will be down at the Birchmere. And Sunday, Leon Russell. And a bell ringer for you Leon Russell fans, if you like Leon Russell. Leon will be down there Sunday in concert. Call ahead for reservations and information on that one. Monday, Lori Carson will be there. And Tuesday, Dick Surrey. Excuse me, I have to get rid of my gum here. Add it to the pile. There we go. And coming up Wednesday, Aztec Two-Step at the Birchmere, 549-5919. Cafe Allegro. Oh, yes, they have music on Friday nights only now. And this Friday night, the Allegro Jazz Band or the Greg Harrison Allegro Quartet will be there. 841-3500 is their number. Cafe Allegro. Hello and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. For this, our post-Easter and first show in April '97. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, I'm Amy Brandon.
Hi, I'm Robert Chiretta.
And after some news items, Bob is here with a commentary, the 12 ways to make Arlington better. We'll be looking forward to that.
After the turn of the millennium in 2000, the Arlington Weekly News was still running. Commentators and visitors now included local luminaries like Rich Masabny and Rob and Amy Sue Huey, each of whom might have carried their own little shows.
Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Hey, I'm here with the very handsome Rich Masabny and my extra adorable daughter, Justine Huey.
That is right.
And as always, I'm Amy Sue Huey here with some Easter fun facts. Now, I remember when I was a kid, and just a few years ago when Rich was a child.
That's right, baby.
Easter was a simple Easter basket. This, as a matter of fact, was my Easter basket. And in it came simple marshmallow eggs, a simple bunny. That was it, baby.
You mean it's changed now?
It has changed. Let me tell you, it has changed.
Did you know that, Justine? Things have changed now? Different things in the basket?
Major. We're going to show you before you go shopping this week and are shocked as parents what all is out there. It is unbelievable. Aisles and aisles and aisles of stuff. This was my husband's real Easter bunny as a child. You can tell it is well loved. demonstrate the Easter bunnies that are out there today.
Oh.
Very cute. Much better. Now, for one, let's start out with your typical Easter egg. Now, this Easter egg has got Camp Rock on it. Okay, back when I was a kid, were there any Duran Duran eggs? No. Were there any Dean Martin eggs where you were a kid, Rich?
Yes, I remember Dean Martin.
Any?
My mother used to roll me in my carriage to see his shows.
Any Bing Crosby eggs? No.
Who's that?
You know, it's a big singer when you were a kid, Rich.
Oh, Bing Crosby. Oh, I know.
Anyways.
I'll be 40 next year in case anybody out there is interested.
That's right. And then they've got eggs. Look at these. There are eggs now. What do you think these are for, Rich?
I have no idea.
These are eggs
Hate to guess.
that are supposed to be hard to find eggs.
Oh, okay.
So as if it isn't bad enough, I don't know about all the parents at home, but I'm generally finding Easter eggs, you know, a year later. Still, in tissue boxes, under the beds, in the car. So now they've got them shaped like rocks, like grass,
Oh, so
like
you can't
mud.
tell.
Yeah, so they're really hard to find.
These open up, Justine?
They do. They open up.
Can
They've
you-
got candy in them.
Can you open this one?
And now they've got some really disgusting stuff. There is a toilet candy
Please.
that you actually dip. I guess this is like your little toilet brush. Yum, yum. And Justine is going to demonstrate this for us. And I guess you've got to lick the toilet brush so that the yum, yum inside will stick. Eat right out of the toilet. And then we have our equally, I don't know, I've never tasted this, but this is now edible Easter grass.
It's good.
I don't know. Do you smoke it? Do you eat it? Here, Rich.
Have
taste
I
some of that.
been on another planet?
I think so. Taste some of that.
The toilet was good.
In there?
The toilet was good. Taste some of that Easter grass.
Let me taste some of that. You forgot your chicken.
Oh no, our peep.
This has got the real stuff in it.
There we go.
Oh.
Taste that. And now we have. You
This
don't
is-
like the Easter grass?
No.
What
This
do you
is
think,
Craig
Rich?
here, my uncle.
Craig, you want to taste the grass?
Yes, it's very good.
And then we have our it's gum and a rape whistle, I guess. I don't know. All in one. What is this for? We have I guess it's jewelry, a ring, all in one. It lights up. And then we
It's
have
really
this
good.
little thing here. Gorgeous.
Called earwax.
Earwax. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's earwax. I don't-
Every good
Oh,
Easter bunny.
and then my other big beef.
You know, folks, I feel like I've just landed from another planet.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
candy
don't know what's
corn.
going on.
That is for Halloween, not Easter. I don't care what color you make it. And what is with these red peeps? Do they not look like they've been shot?
They should be yellow.
They look like they have been shot
Some more
to
of that
me.
grass.
And of course now, kids, so you don't have to work very hard. Try that out. It's the SpongeBob. You twirl it around in your mouth.
Oh, yeah?
Back in my day, your biggest decision was, do you feel like a nut or not? Nowadays,
Yeah.
Feel like a nut?
sometimes you feel like a nut.
Isn't there a
Sometimes
song
you
like
don't.
that?
It's
Believe
on
so. And of course, we will leave you with, Justine, put these in your mouth.
Uh-uh.
Edible
Mm.
teeth. You want to
Edible
turn on the
teeth.
edible teeth?
Lovely.
And we have, Happy Easter, guys. Edible bubbles. Happy Easter. Everybody go Easter shopping.
Here comes
Hey.
Peter.
Your cottontail.
Hopping
You know,
down the bunny
Next
trail.
year, we can
Hippity
phone our parts
hopping,
in.
Easter's on its way.
Huh? Very good. Very good.
There's all the little
In 2009, the Arlington Weekly News set up its own YouTube channel where programs can still be watched. Anchors, commentators, and guests now included Craig Nolan, Daniel Pineda, Michelle Bashir, Lily Whitesell Carvalho, and Pia Somre. Local performers were also included, like the Virginia Bronze Bell Ringers. a hula dancer. Irish dancers. And Ethiopian dancers.
የዋርካሽ መስፋፋት ያየረስ ማማሩ አበባ አበባን የጎንደር ከተማ
And the Blue Rhythm Boys.
Well, now Frankie and Johnny, they were lovers. Dancing for one day. Johnny vowed he's gonna leave that gal. Said he's gone away from home. Forevermore to roam. And Frankie, she begged and she pleaded, crying, Johnny, please stay. Said, my sweet loving daddy, I done you wrong. Please don't go away. And Johnny sighed, and Frankie cried. But I'm going away, going to stay, never coming back. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When the winter wind begin to blow, the ground's covered up. You're gonna think of the ways, wish me back, your loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days they say to come.
Miriam Gennari became a formidable force in her own right, sometimes appearing as a co-anchor and conducting many interviews in her Sustainable Scoop segments.
And now I'm here with Devin Hicks, owner of the Westover Market in Westover Village. Thanks for being with us, Devin.
Thank you so much for the invite.
So the Westover Market, is the market about the food or the beer?
Well, I think it's mainly about the beer. It's been like moss, kind of taking over areas, but we still carry some of the products that people really need.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Some people think that dogs are man's best friends, but everybody loves cats.
A lot of cats are found on the street. Two of the fosters we have on the over there were found by themselves. So we took them in as they were little kittens. We took them in and we have them in foster. Midnight was with her siblings and her dad was unable to take care of her anymore. So they contacted us and we took Midnight and her siblings in and we're looking to find them some good homes.
Lucy Bowen McCauley of Bowen McCauley Dance Company here in Arlington.
Hi, Miriam.
Thanks so much for coming back to see us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I've dug up a little bit of your history, and not only are you a professional dancer and you danced, but you started this studio in this company in 1996.
Correct.
So you've been at this for 17 years with your own dance company.
Correct.
Now, what makes a very successful dancer want to start a dance company?
Some small portion of craziness, but I've been a dancer all my life. I found my passion early, and I had a dancing career, and I was still dancing when I founded my company. I was encouraged by some sort of high-level people when I was asked to choreograph, and that all happened when I came to Washington from New York to pursue choreography when they saw my early pieces that I did. And so I had never really it wasn't some part of some major plan for my life, but when I did choreography, it was well received, and I loved doing it.
I am here with co-chair of the county board, Jay Fizzette. Thanks for joining us, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
Well, now, Jay, you've been on the county board since 1998, and you're about to run for your seat and to maintain your position. Tell me, since your time on the board, what would you say is the most important change you've initiated?
3-4 years ago, we created the Energy and Sustainability Task Force, a broad base of folks, all the major property owners, all the employers, nonprofit civic groups. And we came together and created, with a consensus, an energy plan, an energy reduction plan for this community over the next 40 years. Very few communities have done it, and we've now adopted it as part of the county's comprehensive plan.
And now I have the pleasure of sitting here with John Reeder. He's the chairman of the Arlington Green Party. And John, thanks for being with us today.
You're welcome.
John, you're working on a project right now with a number of citizens on a referendum you'd like to see on the ballot for a housing authority in Arlington. Now, I seem to recall this was something you guys had worked on in the past. What happened?
Yeah, that's correct, Miriam. 5 years ago, it was on the ballot, and around a third of the voters approved it. Unfortunately, the majority did not. So a group of us decided that this is time to revisit this situation of disappearing affordable housing. And in those past 5 years, we found that the situation, the crisis really in housing affordability in Arlington has gotten worse.
Hi, I'm back with Cody Farrow of Studio Salon and Spa in Shirlington, and he has just sustainably mastered my hair. Thanks so much, Cody. Look at me.
Of course. So basically what we did, you have to start with a good foundation and a great haircut and a good shape, something that's easy to work with. And then what we used was some BC oil potion. This is by a company called Schwarzkopf. And it is, argan oil is the main ingredient, which is a natural ingredient.
Yes, it is.
But the great thing about these oils, unlike any other thing on the market, is they evaporate after going into your hair.
And now I'd like to welcome Chairman of the Arlington County Board, Walter Tejada. Thanks for being with us, Walter.
Thanks for inviting me, Miriam.
You've been on the Arlington County Board since 2003. You've led lots of initiatives, but particularly in urban planning and community engagement. In fact, you speak around the country on those issues. What are some of your initiatives going to do to help make Arlington a sustainable community?
Sure, no, excellent question. Now, in Arlington, we like to think that sustainability is part of our culture in many areas, whether it's energy, whether it's housing, whether it's connecting to fitness, promoting our culture of fitness here. So this year, we're working on several things that are really important in that angle. Affordable housing is an important angle, and for all of us in the community, affordability for people from all ranges of incomes, as well as we want people to stay in Arlington. So we
even senior citizens,
right? Senior citizens, that's right. We are very inclusive in Arlington.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Arlington's economic development team and developers around the county have set their sights on their next makeover. It's Westover. And here to discuss the future of the community of Westover is County Board Chair John Weistat and Kirit Mukherjee, who is the chair of the Tenant Landlord Commission. Welcome.
Now the focus is on the apartment buildings. It's probably a little bit of an overstatement to say that from an economic development standpoint, the county is going to be coming in and building new buildings or making sweeping changes to the Westover Business District. That's really not true. I mean, Westover is a vibrant, happening, diverse community.
So no makeover.
No makeover, but I would say a little make-up.
How do the tenants of the community adjust with changes like that, Kirit?
Well, I mean, I think the difficult thing is that the tenants they don't have a lot of rights in the situation where by right property is sold from one party to another, and the tenants get notice. They could qualify for some assistance in the county depending on the circumstances, but a lot of tenants have come together on this issue, and they want to know, they want to know what rights they have under the situation.
In the early 20-teens, the Arlington Weekly News was still going strong, but there was a short hiatus when the TV studio converted to high-definition cameras.
Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Nolan from the Arlington Weekly News, and you may have noticed that some of our shows are not quite up to date lately because they're renovating the studios here at AIM to accommodate HD, high definition. So they're putting in new cameras, all new equipment in the control room. So we are on production hiatus. And while we're doing that, we thought maybe we would do some interviews here at the AIM studios and remind you, encourage you to keep watching, keep listening. We're still in our regular time slots at 6 on Thursday evenings, 10:30 Saturday mornings, and 8:30 on Monday evenings on AIM channel 38 on Verizon and channel 69 if you happen to have Comcast. So we're working on rebuilding our set, redecorating our set, making it look nicer, better, cleaner for HD. And in the process of doing that, we're also going to try to do some interviews here at the studios.
However, the return was still as strong as ever, and the scope, if anything, was even wider. Even the show openings got more adventurous.
And go insane, for on this day Queen Elizabeth's reign becomes the cause of great euphoria and breaks the record set by Queen Victoria. You might not care depending on your views. And by the way, it's the Arlington Weekly News.
Alright, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Hit the lights.
Yes, sir.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Shows now included frequent appearances by Adele Quo as occasional co-anchor. She also took over the Lily Whitesell Carvalho segment, It's Easy Being Green. Another recurring segment was Nort Beckerman's Brain Healthy Minute.
Hi, I'm Nort Beckerman. They call me the Brain Health Coach.
Producer Don Hammond was optimistic about the future.
Obviously, I believe there's a place for public access in the community. It's the, the mix of people that come and go in the studio. It's another way for them to tell their story, whoever is their audience, whether it's their family or friends, extended or not, or whether it's their neighbors. It's a way for them to get their story out. And I think that everybody has a story, as they say here, there, and other places. We've heard that line many times, and it's always true and it always will be true. So I think that's the place going forward, is as long as people still have an opportunity to tell their story to their community members, public access will have a very important place in Arlington County.
However, as the decade drew on, two shadows appeared which loomed over the show's remaining years. The first was the declining health and eventual death of longtime producer Don Hammond. Don was irreplaceable, but both cast and crew rallied, and for a time it appeared that the show was even continuing to grow.
We are often lonely, say things like you don't know me. In a dark room, through your house drafts blues, so gloomy. The light trickles, how can we be vacant? Fragments left for taken in a dark room, residence for a temporary stay. Not secret mine, but light trickles and it tickles.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Summer's gone, fall is here, and it's time to talk turkey. And here with Arlington's most tender-hearted turkey, Mark Riley. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Miriam. Hello, Arlington. It is turkey time. The 13th annual Arlington Turkey Trot is about ready to begin on Thanksgiving Day. Hope you're going to be joining us.
So I'm going to teach you guys how to make an actual Grinch out of
All right,
food.
let's do it. A Grinch.
A Grinch.
We're making a Grinch.
Are you guys ready?
Ready.
And you'll be ready at your
My
upcoming
materials.
holiday parties.
Okay.
So you need a toothpick. Now,
Toothpick.
the bigger toothpick, the better. So like
This is a big
skewer.
toothpick.
Yes, a big
Toothpick for Smokey the Bear here. Okay.
That's right. So you're going to take the toothpick, okay?
Well, we have
And
your
what you're going to do is you're going to take your
Instructions.
strawberry and put your strawberry in there, just like that.
Okay.
Okay. Then you're going to take your banana, just like that, and put your banana in there. Got that?
On bottom of the strawberry. Oh, my
In
strawberry
the
already fell.
Then the bottom.
All right.
Richard,
Oh.
does that look like the bottom to you? See, I knew this was a naughty
I
child
got my
over
pointy
here.
part to the top. Is that right?
Lord have mercy, nobody in this class can follow directions.
Some segments needed additional airtime, which resulted in an occasional spin-off show called AWN Presents.
It's Television Man.
John Ayers was the unofficial mayor of Westover from 1948 to 1976. This plaque was created in memory of a man.
John Ayers, mayor of Westover from 1948 to 1976. In memory of a man whose dedication to Westover's children was of paramount importance. He used his commercial establishment as a platform for service to his community. His love and dedication to Westover will radiate as long as he is remembered.
Hi, I'm here with Christy Peterkin,
and
she's
we
the
won't
daughter
forget.
of Ayers Hardware owner. Welcome, Christy.
Thank you.
So, what is Ayers Hardware exactly?
We are an old school mom and pop 5 and 10. My theory is, and hopefully our motto is, if we don't have it, you don't need it.
I see, that's so charming. So you basically carry things that most other stores don't carry anymore.
We try to. If it's something you're having a hard time finding and I can get it for you, I will. And if I can't, I'll go through the internet and try to dig it up for you. Even if I can't get it, I'll tell you where you can.
The second shadow was more serious. February 21st, 2018. County Chief Information Officer Jack Belcher telephones that the upcoming budget for Arlington proposes a 20% cut to Arlington independent media funding. The Arlington Weekly News would continue to struggle, along with the rest of Arlington independent media, against continuing budget cuts and actual reductions to the station's funding for the rest of the decade. One of the final blows came via the COVID pandemic in the year 2020. Weekly show production still continued even after the TV station shut down in mid-March, but the shutdown also impacted the entire Arlington community. Shows were now dominated by COVID updates and statistics, and commentary that came mostly from county officials and seldom from individual citizens. Videos from the time show the program merely limping along with remote appearances and recycled vintage footage. The retirement of Arlington Independent Media's longtime executive director Paul LaValle and the continuing budget cuts made it plain that, even after the studio reopened, the end was near for the Arlington Weekly News. YouTube now provides an outlet for individuals to distribute their individual video content, but without the focus, continuity, and depth that the cast and crew of the Arlington Weekly News were able to provide. Instead of a single articulated community platform for Arlington voices, now thousands of voices are calling out from all around the world. Perhaps a new local forum will emerge.
Well, that's our
Meanwhile,
bewitching,
the show's
beware,
YouTube
beguiling,
channels
beheading,
still
be
contain
safe,
video memories
be
of
movie
the Arlington Weekly News,
Halloween
an
extravaganza for
example of
2016.
true
We hope you
community
enjoyed
television.
it. Have a safe and happy Halloween, and we'll see you next week.
And that concludes our little horror story for now. As for the future, who knows?